Good morning, Cancer. Let's see what your past life wants you to embrace for July 19th to July 25th, 2018. Welcome to Kiki's Doorway, Cancers. I see that you have tackled last week your views on food and hunger and how to translate that into a better understanding. So let's see what your past life wants you to re-love about yourself. God, Gaia, God, Goddess, Mother, Father. What does Cancer's past life want them to re-love about themselves for July 19th to July 25th? What does Cancer's past life want them to care about themselves for July 19th to July 25th, 2018? What does Cancer's past life want them to relearn? What action would Cancer take on July 19th? Ooh. Got two cards for your action. Okay. You want to do a double hitter, huh? Double decker? So Cancers, Mr. and Miss Cancers, on July 19th to July 25th, 2018, your past life wants you to re-love and care about trees. You are connected to the earth element. The earth element is stern, sturdy, fruitful, abundant, knows the right amount of nourishment, right amount of sun, amount of fire energy, right amount of air and water to nourish the earth. Cancers, you are the mother and father of the waters. You innately know exactly what is needed to make even the most, what appears barren land as fruitful. You hold the key to what people dismiss as not beautiful or not useful as something very useful. In fact, it is through you, Cancers, that we learned how to embrace the elements and to make it into a spiritual practice before religion was made. Through you, Cancers, we figured through your action of nurture, of watering plants and making trees and learning when to cut it down to replant anew, you gave balance to elemental orders that we never experienced before until you came along to show the emotional side of why we should learn it. Let's see what Doreen Virtue says about trees for Mr. and Miss Cancers. This card indicates that you have, Mr. and Miss Cancers, a special relationship to trees. In ancient times, particularly in Celtic and Eastern European cultures, trees were considered sacred. That would make sense how even the notion of a Christmas tree was even born. To decorate a tree showed honor. It showed that you respected the earthly realm. And the old tradition, which Doreen Virtue mentioned, the Celtics, pagans, druids, they all stem from their knowledge of the trees. and is now ingrained, imprinted, and it's in your DNA, Mr. and Miss Cancers, to bring forth that knowledge that you know about nature. The Druids looked to oak trees for prophetic information, and ancient healers used tree ingredients such as willow bark for medicine. So, Cancers, if you have any concerns of health, or you know someone that is going through situations of health, your natural knowledge of the elements can help heal a lot of people around you. So do not be afraid to show that side of yourself. When you do that, you'll be helping and reaching so many others, and they will see you in a higher regard than even you thought that they naturally probably see you already. Your connection to trees may have been spiritual, including the ability to receive messages from them. That would explain why when the trees move, the leaves move and the bark moves a little bit, you wonder if it's talking to you. Maybe you already know the language. I think you do. You are the water. You are the mother, father of the water. Why not the elements come to you to talk for solutions for nurturing? In some cases, these seemingly non-sentient trees are animated by real souls known as the tree people. Like when you see in The Hobbit or The Lord of the Rings, or Disney animation that expresses the elements' importance, like Avatar, Moana. There's so many. I have one in mind, but yes, those are few examples. You have even been a tree person or a tree. I wouldn't be surprised. You are water, which the tree does need for food, for nourishment. Even a tree person or a tree, deja vu in this life or a prior lifetime. This card asks you to spend more time connected with trees for healing knowledge and inner peace. So Cancers, from July 19th to July 25th, 2018, Pretty Woman came into mind. I don't know why that is. You know, when they planted their feet onto the ground and was walking and talking, the main character was not used to doing that. In fact, it was Julia Roberts' character that was more outgoing and adventurous and accepting of the elements. So in a way, as you see the movie play out, you can see why both characters were magnetic to each other, because both needed the other for a particular trait. The main character needed to understand compassion and empathy. And the way you find that is sometimes in the unlikely places in a person or their career path. No matter what, I think Cancers, even if you come across people that are not of the same career path but need your help in health, your basic knowledge and actually master knowledge in the elements can not only help them, but it will have them relook at their judgment of people. So the actions that you will be taking. Unity 5. Leo, you combining that fire, that core of the earth has fire. We talked about the sun with the photosynthesis, but that's like 10% maybe of, depending on the degree that the trees really need heat. But within the core gives the trees that spark, like our heart. The core is that heart for the trees to give them that fuel to keep growing. You are that fuel for others. And when you notice that and recognize that and relove that within yourself, call on Archangel Latifah. Traditional viewpoints or methods spiritual organizations, and they talked about the trees, Druids, Celtics, pagan. Seek out mentors and like-minded friends. This would explain why Christianity used or was influenced by Druids, were influenced by Gnostics, were influenced by Celtic way of living for the fundamental structure of the moral principle of people. When you show that even through religious pretext, like I just did right there, a lot of people would say, how is that? I just explained. Easter, that is a pagan influence. Decorating trees, that is a Celtic tradition, which later on Celtic which Christianity adopted into or hybrid into their principles to make a solid religion. So they used your influence, Mr. and Miss Cancers, to even bring a fruitile or a certain amount of nourishment to make religion. Seek out mentors and like-minded friends. This is the time on your quest, your new direction, to call on people that have similar mindset as you. You know exactly who they are. You are intuition. 11, intuition. You have the strength. That core that I was mentioning, the Earth's core, has heat. You're going to raise your vibration and even understand what it takes to be a Capricorn sign. Because Capricorn, yes, is the devil, but to me, I see Capricorns as the core of the earth, the core of knowledge, the heat. If it's too, like they say, if it's too hot, you get out the kitchen. Capricorns are perfectly fine in the heated kitchen. It is up to others, if they're not equipped to their own heat, to not battle someone that understands that empathy has to come from the lack of or stereotype or prejudice. It has to come from the negative to understand the importance of the positive. Have strength on July 19th to July 25th that you hold the keys to ancient wisdom that is in the now. Cancers, your great inner strength. Release harsh judgments, forgiveness, and compassion. That would explain why, in my mind's eye, Pretty Woman came into play. I was like, why Pretty Woman for Cancers? That they're so nurturing and intuitive. Why that? I forget we all are human, and we all had to have experience to learn the blessings in those lessons. So on July 19th to July 25th, Cancers, Mr. and Miss Cancers, you hold the key to spiritual understanding of the elements, of how they play a role on our daily lives. To the point how we eat, speak, talk depends on the elements directly coming to us as oxygen, how we breathe it out, how we project through our wording. All of these is combined with the elements and the spirit of self. So show that within yourself. We love that you can love, because you'd be surprised that people are still learning how to truly love. It's through you that we learn, and that is a heavy burden, which you have both unity and strength to connect, ground you, and give you the nourishment and intuition you need to go forth. So until we meet again, I love you, Cancers. I love you. I and we will see you on the other side.